And okay, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be looking at the PT Cruiser GT, or rather GT Cruiser by AutoArt. So this is a 143 scale model car, and this would be my first AutoArt. So anyone who has collected diecast as at least part-time hobby would know the name AutoArt. They are quite famous for their 1/18 scale car being extremely detailed. However, the current new ones I believe are being made composite instead of diecast. This is however a diecast. This is one of their older model, so we can have a look at the model code over here. Chrysler GT Cruiser silver, right? And at the inside of the box we can see Chrysler GT Cruiser's branding there as well. So at the back of the box we can see it looks quite plain. So I believe this is the non-signature or premium model. This is just a very normal AutoArt. 250 I believe is the price of it originally. I paid 50 ringgit for this, which is about like $12. Pretty cheap. So let's have a look at it. At the top of the box you have AutoArt sticker on the acrylic. So let's open it up. Future Han here, cutting in to show you the bottom of the box, which I think I failed to show in this video. So there you go. So this one I believe is second-hand, as the box is pretty old and the price of it does say it's second-hand. So like all 143 scale car, it does come with its own acrylic casing. However, with AutoArt, it does have a quite unique placement for their car as compared to the other diecast that I have. So let's open the acrylic box. There we go. So this is my first non-Japanese diecast car, and my first AutoArt as well. First and only AutoArt, so let's see for now. So the Chrysler PT Cruiser came out in the year of 2000 to 2010 I believe, so it had a production run of about 10 years, and this was made by, well, it was made mainly by Chrysler and one of the big three, trying to recapture back the youth of the Americana times with its body language, and has become quite a cult classic car. I believe before this it was the Plymouth that wanted to make this car, with it being quite closely associated, I feel, at least the design wise, to the Plymouth Growler. So one thing about the AutoArt 143 scale diecast I noticed is that the wheels at the front does turn, which is very unique compared to the other diecast cars that I have, as they are all static. Let's have a look at the front of the diecast. So being AutoArt, I can say it is quite detailed. The bottom mesh there, however, does look like it's just plain sticker, but the front grille gives the illusion of protruding, where you can feel like you can look at the engine bay a bit, but it's just an illusion, of course. But this is a nice detail. Of course, with it being AutoArt, it has quite precise lights, I would say, with the front two main beams being quite realistic, and the fog lights are pretty cool as well. Looking at the side profile of the car, it does look quite similar to a PT Cruiser. Of course, I have never seen a PT Cruiser with the country I'm from, which is Southeast Asia. We don't have the PT Cruiser over here. I don't think the Malaysian would like this kind of design as well. Oops. Let's have a look at the inside. Oh right, with it being American, it is like left-hand drive, so let's have a look at its steering wheel a bit. So the PT Cruiser does have quite a unique steering wheel, being quite funky looking, and has quite funny looking dials as well. The side of the car, if we can have a look, yeah. According to reviews which I've seen, such as Doug DeMiro regular car reviews of the car, is pretty plain, and to be honest, quite cheap according to them. Apparently it is made so that the front and the left and the right of the car are somewhat interchangeable to make it easy for left-hand drive to right-hand drive conversion, although I'm not sure if that's true. Here at the right side we can find a fuel filler cap, which is quite common for left-hand drive cars, as Japanese or Asian cars usually have their filler can at the left instead of the right. It actually comes opposites of your driver's seat so that the drivers don't smell the fuel fumes. Rims are of course the PT Cruiser GT rims. The AutoArt cars of course have great details in their brake calipers. I always appreciate 143 scale cars with good brake calipers, such as the 143 scales from Hobby Japan, and of course the first 43 HRV has good looking brake calipers as well. Let's have a look at the back. So these two are the rear lights. The bottom two I believe are its signal light, although don't quote me on that because I've never seen it, but I believe those are the signal lights of the PT Cruiser. Of course, this being the GT model, it has twin exhaust pipe, I believe. So the GT Cruiser's main difference between the normal PT Cruiser is that it does use the 2.4 liter engine and it's turbocharged. It's from the same engine as the Dodge Neon of the generation, with them having the same manufacturing plant, I believe. So they did use the Dodge Neon's turbocharged engine, although I believe it is still quite a slow car. I mean, it was never meant for racing, and it's got quite a lot of hate. Really have a very funny looking design, just like regular car reviews. Review of the car says, oh look, it's poor people car, but I naturally believe it's quite a interesting looking car. I won't mind having to see it. I think it's developed quite a cult following. The first time I saw this car is in the game Gran Turismo 3, with it being one of the cars that you can actually afford from the start of the game, and being slightly more powerful than the Japanese counterpart. But of course, with it being American, it is heavier as well. Let's have a look at the side view mirrors. Of course, 143 scales car side view mirrors are usually not too accurate in terms of the mirror, because it's usually just a reflective kind of sticker there. Backseat of the car has windows on it, because the front doesn't have windows, so you can see quite clearly. However, the back does have window, but you can somewhat just make out the seats. Back of the car is quite impressive though, with it having heater elements and its wipers as well. Number plate of GT Cruiser is pasted at the number plate. So I would like to make my reviews shorter these days, because scared that drag it too long, it's not too interesting. So we can see from the wallpaper, which I found online as a GT Cruiser for its wallpaper to be put on, it does lack the black bumper, I guess, in the front, so it is missing. But other than that, it's fairly accurate model, I would say. If there are more AutoArts, I would like to see and get a feel for them. They look really premium. I had my eye on the SLR McLaren AutoArt, however they are very hard to find. So yeah, that's all for this video of the PT Cruiser 143 scale car. What do you guys think of it? Do you guys think it's quite an interesting looking vehicle, or are you one of the camp, oh yeah, you can't stand this car? Let me know at the comments below, and I hope you have a great day and enjoy the video. See you guys.